So today I'm gonna be playing some Gunther Mage on ladder. We're gonna play about 5 games and then just take a look at the results and see what sort of tech changes can be made to the deck, and just kind of talk about the deck list a little bit. Gunther Mage is one of the more versatile decks in this meta. It has a lot of flexibility from all the different discovers, such as Cabal Courier, Babbling Book. Um, and it can beat out aggro with Volcanic Potion and Ooze. It also has the Freeze Mage kind of playstyle where it just Alex has Pyroblast, and then you can just win the value game with Medivh. So there's three main ways you win. You either outvalue them with Medivh, burn them out with Alex, or just out-tempo them with Mana Worms, Babbling Books, Archaeologists. Um, yeah. So this deck is fairly skill intensive because you have to adapt your game plan a lot. You're not following any one game plan in all your games. So accidentally took out Medivh there, so put it back in. So you're not following any one game plan during any of your games, so you have to adapt a lot. So it's hard to kind of figure out what you're playing this. Like, are you playing a freeze mage? Are you playing a tempo mage this game? Are you playing a value mage? So it's really interesting to play. So the first one is against a rogue. If it's against quest rogue, we're pretty unfavored because you would have to tempo them out, and that's harder when we have so many clogged up late game cards. So probably just gonna keep Glyph from this hand because Ooze is the rogue has weapons. Their weapons aren't very large, and there's not much value in oozing the dagger, which is basically the only weapon that rogues run. They don't run any high value weapons that are worth gluttonous oozing. So we're probably just gonna keep Glyph. So this hand is pretty okay. A lot of times we can just tempo out Medivh's Valet. A 2-mana 2/3 is just a good body against aggro. So here we're probably just gonna pass. So since he passed this for turn 1, he's not quest mage. It's quest rogue. Sorry, it's not quest rogue, and Razor Petal Lasher signals Miracle. So he's playing a slower deck. So we should be able to value him out and just remove all his big threats. Here we're gonna either tempo Valet or Glyph. We're gonna Glyph because we can play set up Ice Block on 3 and then like have a lot of efficient removal with Valet, the two Valets, and Polymorph is a very good pickup if they try to go big on a questing adventurer, Arcane Giant, or even if in some resorts Gadgetzan, Auctioneer, and Van Cleef. So just set up Ice Block here. It's not applying a lot of pressure. So yeah. I have a feeling this game's gonna be pretty long. We're gonna Sheraton, probably gonna polymorph that. Since we were a control deck, so we don't want that being brought back many times and just eating up our removal. So I'm pretty sure like polymorph is a better option over valet. Polymorph just valet the 2/2, get a body on board so we can start trading. We have a lot of burn, so we might think about going in on burn at some point. Right now we have 21 burn in hand if we had infinite mana. So he's gonna go in on questing. Though we use polymorph, it's probably okay since we have Frostbolt and second valet in hand to help remove it. And he's really going all in. He just coined and Razor Petal, like the coin. He's not utilizing the coin mana, so he just basically wasted it was 0 mana, give a minion +1/+1. And not even the minion that can attack right now. And then he used his pedal, which can a lot of times be saved from. So he's really just going all in. We don't have a way, he's saying, do you have removal? If you do, then I just spent a bunch of cards. I spent 4 cards developing a 5/5, and you just get to take it down. So we're gonna career first. Probably gonna end up valeting that. So we're just gonna. Oh, we picked up Mana Worm, so we're gonna a Mana Worm coin valet it. Also, why discovering first is always good, because you get to the selection. Not sure if Mana Worm is the right play. It puts an extra body on the board, but we might need to coins Firelands next turn. We might have needed to do that, but we don't have an option now. So. Fan of Knives. Oh, that's going to remove a significant portion of our board with the dagger. I'm probably going to take out the worm and the courier. Not, yeah. That's what it's doing. Okay. So we're just going to ping this guy off. I think we might be able to start going in on the burn plant. We have, with this Balnos, if we freeze his face, 4 damage, 4 more damage from the second Frostbolt. Then we have Firelands, which is like 13, 23 from, it's like 22 or 23, depending on how long the Thalanos lives. So this is a pretty good. He has a lot of cards in hand, so if he goes in, so if he like, he can go in on a big Van Cleef or questing. So he has a second Vilespine since he showed us the make potted version. So we can't. It's gonna be very hard to fight for the board. Probably not gonna be able to fight for it. So we should at this point just go face. We're gonna Fireland. We're either gonna Firelands or go like a Discover turn. Frost Nova buys us an extra turn, which is pretty good. We can use Volcanic to try to retake the board, but I'm pretty sure Frostbolt is a better pick because it adds 3 damage to our burn. That's 21 burn there. It's an interesting pick. This is one of the points where we have to decide whether we're going to try to board control him out or if we're going to try to burn him out. This is kind of one of the hard decisions you have to make with the deck, so we're just going to go with trying to burn him out. And we're going to get the ping in. Because the ping is important because when you're constant sources of damage, so you have to, like, and you can only use it once per turn, whereas you can use other things more than once per turn. So you have to be able to try to weave in the ping because it can help maximize your damage. Let's say you have like a Fireball and a Frostbolt, and it's on turn like 6. You can play both, but it's more mana efficient. Well, not mana efficient. It's more damage efficient if you go Fireball ping, and then Frostbolt ping, instead of Frostbolt Fireball, because you're basically not making use of a resource that you have. So Stranglethorn Tiger is pretty strong here because it's stealth. And we have Frost Nova for stall. We can pop him at 1 with the Fireball ping. And seems we're in a pretty good position because we have Ice Block up. Assuming that's Ice Block, we can pop him at 1. She's hitting us for a lot, but it doesn't really matter at this point. It doesn't really matter at this point. Just pop him at 1, assuming it's ice block. We can just freeze his board. It's not exactly necessary, but just play it safe. So we don't, like, we have at least 2 turns. Like, we have next turn, and then he'll pop it on the turn after, so we have at least 2 more turns. Rogues don't have heal, though, so yeah, GG. So that's game 1. We're 1-0. That game was pretty easy. He didn't put up that much pressure, and then we were able to just burn him out over a few turns. I was pretty satisfied with the way I played. I recognized that we were just going to go in on the burn plan by like turn 6 or 7, so I feel like that was pretty good. Shaman, I've played a few games with this matchup before, this deck before, and I found Shaman is a little bit harder for me because your removal doesn't exactly, you don't have enough removal. Your removal doesn't line up that well, and they also have a lot of removal. You don't have that many threats, and they also have a lot of heal. If you're going, so you can't really tempo them out. They have a lot of big. They have a lot of taunts. They have a lot of heal. You can't tempo them out. It's hard to board control because they have a lot of removal. They have a lot of really high quality minions like Aya. I'm just gonna take Flame Strike here because their boards get big, really big. So it's hard to tempo them out. It's hard to board control them. It's hard to burn them because they have heal. So I feel like this is one of the weaker matchups for the deck. The deck doesn't have any like fully weak matchups, but it's one of the weaker matchups. Like you can win any matchup with this deck because there's a lot of the things are based on how you play and just RNG. Like you see, I got Firelands off the Povlin book, so a lot of things are just RNG dependent. Ice Barrier here actually, that might be a small misplay, because we should probably save it for Valet, because we don't have any other secrets. So that was a misplay. Probably a misplay. Probably should have just pinged. Yeah, it's not very good. You want to save your secrets, unless you're basically gonna die. Yeah. Unless you're gonna die. This what like our removal doesn't exactly line up against their deck, and like this board state has 2 damage on board, but if it goes unchecked, it's just gonna draw them a bunch of cards. So I'm seriously considering using Flame Strike here. We have a second Flame Strike, so I think Flame Strike here is okay because we really need to deny the draw especially if we're going into late game. We might be able to outvalue him. Probably not, but if we are able, if that's what we're trying to do, since we can't really tempo or board control him at this point, that's Aya. This version doesn't run Polymorph. It's more teched against anti-aggro. More teched against aggro. That was probably also, we should have probably Fairlands the Aya there. Not playing very well this game. Yeah. Well, we forced out one of his heals. Oh, not really. Spirit Echo. Like, if we had Firelands Aya, then Spirit Echoes would have been a lot weaker. So, this game's not looking very good. We didn't play very well. So, Counterspell's pretty useless. Like, they don't have that many big spells. Big Res, not very good. It just takes 2/2. So let's go with Arcane. Just get our Ice Block, or yeah. So we already used our barrier, so we get our block. We might be able to use Medivh and Alex to like burn him out, but still he has too much heal. It's gonna be close, but I feel like we could have probably won this game if I had played it a little better. So even though there's a lot of pressure on a Medivh and Flame Strike next turn because I want to be able to start fighting for a board. Because I don't think we don't have enough burn in our hands, especially if he has a lot of heal. Only way we win is we like really just go for a board, and it's hard to win board against Shaman, but if we do, then it's pretty good. Flame Strike here kills a lot of his guys, but leaves him with a 5/5. Gives us a 7-drop though, so the 7-drop's not horrible. Then also gives him his heal back, but he's gonna get his heal back no matter what. We don't have any Death Rattle removal cards. Fortunately, that 5/5 is not gonna. Malkrok is a really bad pull here. If we got anything that could like trade favorably into the 5/5, we might have been better off. So we're setting up Ice Block now for Ballet. That's really unfortunate. That Malkrok is not very good. Tempoing at Thalnos right here. Storm Guardian. Totem Call. And what? He just coined for no reason. That's weird. That's interesting. Let's just Alex him. I think we just Alex him. There's no way we're winning this board. We're not winning through board control, especially when he has a deck with a lot of minions, a lot of big minions, high value minions. That's Jinyu. Yeah. Okay. Maelstrom. And yeah. He's gonna leave us with the 8/2